Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for listening to From the Gate podcast, where we bring you game, good times, and genuine conversations. I'm Lacey.
Josh.
Let's get it. Alright, y'all, so today we're talking about Team USA, but not Team USA as a whole, but we're looking at the Olympic basketball team. And so while we commend all of the athletes that have accomplished great feats, right now the USA is tied with China for gold. We're 40-40 right now, and we still got a couple things left.
40 days and 40 nights.
But we still got a couple of things left before the ending of the Olympics, which ends today, I believe. Oh yeah, today's the 11th. Today's the last day of the Olympics.
Wow.
Right? And
so who's all still in? What sport is still?
There's still a couple of track meets.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the track finals are today. They still got a few, but most of them are done. I think the most interesting one to watch for me was the breakdancing one, with the B-boys and the B-girls.
I think that was tight that they finally inquired that to the Olympics.
I think so too.
It's such a huge thing worldwide. Like every country breakdances.
Right, and I think that
or has some kind of form of dancing.
Right. And I think that
get jiggy with it, hey. But the music should have been a little better though.
Oh, the music was horrible.
They were like dun 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 dun, and I was like, bro, how you gonna get a pep step? Let me at least have some Young Thugger, some Future, Lil Baby.
Hey, the Migos. Nah, but I think that was probably one of the highlights for the Olympics for me, was seeing that, because you watch Stomp the Yard, you see what's the other, You Got Served. I can't.
Is that the one with Sea Breeze?
I think
You Got Served.
Stomp the Yard is the one with Sea Breezy.
Yeah, those are some tight movies.
Right, and so just the whole
or
seeing breakdancing from.
You can dance?
So you think you can dance? There is that show too.
Oh, that's a show.
And so you see breakdancing but there's so much athleticism in breakdancing, and I feel like
you
it
see
didn't
that? I
get
was like,
acknowledged.
she did a windmill and she said, what did the guy said? Quotation mark. Yeah. I was like, bruh. She straight did the post in the air. I was like, dang, that's tight.
For real, that upper body strength. Whee.
They would have caught me about maybe 20 years ago. No, I think Watts would have been. Now this guy, he's
Watts
the
would have got the gold medal.
Oh man!
But the Olympics this year were great, and I'm so glad that the 2024 Paris Olympics added breakdancing to it, because it
was really fun to watch, though.
To a whole different level. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It was packed.
Oh yeah, huge. So many people went to watch it.
So guess where it is next?
L.A.
Los Angeles, baby, bye.
Your hometown. Home city. Team USA did amazing, and Team USA men's basketball was the talk for everybody.
Every sport, yeah.
Everybody was talking about Team USA men's basketball team, because they got all the stars on there. They got Kevin Durant, they had LeBron James, they had Steph Curry, they had upcoming
I think
stars,
they were missing a few players.
Edwards.
I mean, I think Giannis could have gone and played, but I think he's from what?
I think he went to play for Greece.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did play for Greece.
I think he went back and played for his country.
So everybody got okay. We'll talk about that later about Embiid. So he got ridiculed for.
Oh, big time! He got
even the head coach was like, "I will see you in 40 years, Embiid."
I don't want to see that ever again in my country.
You saw that when they posted it?
Because he speaks French, when he first came to the U.S.
Well, it was just bro, you could have just gone and just represented one time for the people. You over here,
he's not from France. He's from Cameroon.
But it doesn't matter. And Giannis is not is not thinking he went back and played. He went and played for Greece.
He's from Greece.
No, he came from Nigeria born and then he was raised in Greece.
Oh.
The same thing with Embiid. Man, take your big ass head. No, I'm just playing. But he could have gone back and played and just represent for the country one time. It would have done a lot for France, you know, because like all the players go back and play for all the rest of the other players did.
That's true. Like
everybody went. Australia went back to Steven Adams didn't play, but I didn't see New Zealand, but Australia was definitely.
I didn't see New Zealand. I don't think New Zealand.
Australia had they hoop.
Yeah.
Who else? France, Nigeria. What was the other African team that was
South Sudan?
Sudan. They showed up too.
Man, that first
coaches,
game that they played in the U.S. where LeBron scored the last point to get them that edge over them, 102 to 101. I think that's what it was.
I promise you this: the next time around, the next 4 years, it's only going to get harder.
The international competition has gotten so much harder, which is where we'll get more into it as we go into talking about. We're gonna be comparing and contrasting. That's my English teacher coming out of me. We're gonna be comparing and contrasting the 1992 Dream Team to the 2024 Team USA Olympic team, because that was a debate. It's been a debate like for a lot of people where they talk about if 2024 team can beat the 1992 team, but they have to realize that's a little debatable.
Eras. I mean, are we talking about that now, or you want to wait?
No, we'll get into it later. But Team USA has been called the Avengers of basketball. This Team USA, 2024 Team USA in particular, has been called the Avengers of basketball because you have all the greats with all their individual talents coming together to play for Team USA. And then Kevin Durant was dubbed a Captain America.
I think they were missing a few players, but I get it, you know.
Yeah. Who do you think should have made
definitely Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Paul George. We were just
what's his name? James
Harden, DeMar Rosen. Those four key factors. But definitely I think Russell Westbrook should have definitely gone for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
there's an animal on the court.
Well, I mean, not only that part, but I think these guys have already gone. I think this last.
Has he played for Team USA?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's played for like all four except for this 2024 Olympics.
Dang.
He played back in 2020. Russ played there. The 4 years before that, he played. LeBron did too. KD.
But I think this Dream Team really did. They did a good mix with mixing in veteran players
and some new talent,
as well as exactly.
That boy Edwards, man, that boy was all over the place, man.
He was excited. He even said it in an interview. He was like, "I'm excited to play with KD." He's like, "I grew up idolizing, and so for him to finally get a chance to play with KD instead of against him was like a dream come true for him." And so I think that in and of itself is really cool, being able to have those opportunities to where...
He reminds me of a Karl Malone.
Who?
Edwards.
Really?
I mean, the way his style of game, they don't even have... there's no one like him in the league right now, and that's why I think he's shining so well.
Right. And he did really well with this Team USA. Like, if you look at his average points that he scores per game, he, surpasses a lot of the veteran players and a lot of the other players that are on the team. And it's...
Well, he can play up top. He can play down low.
Yeah, he's such a versatile player.
Mid-range is out of control. The guy is just very agile.
Right.
So Edwards definitely was balling.
Speaking of Karl Malone and Edwards, we're going to do a 1992 versus 2024 matchup. And so we're going to go through the positions, and I'm going to assess the position and then the matchup that has been given online and who he thinks would be a better matchup. All right, so Seth, you ready for this?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. So the position is point guard. 1992 point guard was Magic Johnson. 2024 is Steph Curry.
I'll have to say Magic Johnson, only because there wouldn't be no Steph Curry if Magic wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Magic.
Nice. Okay, shooting guard.
Not to count out Steph Curry.
Oh no.
You know, because he definitely changed the game of basketball.
Right.
Just globally.
Right.
But yeah,
3-point king right there.
3 is bigger than 2.
Definitely 100%. Makes a big difference in the game.
Yes.
Shooting guard, Michael Jordan versus Drew Holiday.
Really, you really ask that question?
That's what the matchup was.
Jordan.
Small forward, Scottie Pippen, Kevin Durant.
That's a tough question because that's good that they matched them up with because they are very, very similar. I have to go with KD. Scottie Pippen was vicious too, though. Like, I don't know. I mean,
Scottie Pippen was a beast, but Kevin Durant has so much impact on the game. Plus, not only that, this Olympic season, he surpassed the most amount of points that was scored in the Olympics.
But then again,
in the single Olympics.
Yeah, but then again, Pippen got 6 rings. I mean, there's no MJ and there's no Pippen, so I don't know. That's a very tough one, but I'll stick with it. I'll go Kevin Durant.
All right. Power forward, Karl Malone versus LeBron James.
Ooh. Ooh, LeBron James.
King James all day?
All day, every day.
That's not to take away from Karl Malone, though.
Not to take away from the mailman.
Yep.
The finesse with the hand behind the head, that was the move. That was the move. You know what, Brody? We used to go play hoop in South Central LA, and these guys run. You really got to bring your game, but your IQ even more so. But Brody always, because everybody's dunking like the hell. Russell used to come through. Anyway, this is when they first opened, and let me tell you, the evening time come around, the 2 employees from 24 Hour Fitness, they got to go in there and have a list.
Have a list?
Yes, because it was so crowded. If you couldn't, because they had this long glass, people had to wait outside. To
play ball?
But they only did it for like the first hour to kind of like the crowd doesn't get out of control because they used to bombard the basketball court. There'd be like 100 dudes up in there.
Dang.
So they had to hire 2 guys just to do this, to do the list. Like, I got next, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Brody, he used to, he was fortunate he would get picked. And, you know, they used to call Brody the freestyle. And that boy, when he would break away, he'd bust out that Karl Malone there.
Behind
the hand behind. And they used to love that. All them dudes like not laugh, but, you know, laughing like, you know, rooting for him.
Look at this guy.
Look at it, you know what I mean? But that's the way it was, though. You know me, I was like, go ahead, man. I'll wait till the next one, man. Hey, yeah, go ahead, man. I got my 5. Because sometimes you get intimidated. You know, because these guys like some real basketball hoopers. I mean, it's almost like football on a basketball court in a sense.
That's crazy.
Because basketball is real. It's real.
All right, center. Patrick Ewing or Joel Embiid?
Embiid. Patrick Ewing, I was a fan of his, but not that much. I mean, I'm all the way over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had a big impact, but Embiid.
I just remember him from Space Jam.
Oh, what was he on there?
Yeah, he was on Space Jam, like that. Yeah, so that's where I like remember him most from. But like his like playing style, I don't really recall because I don't think I've ever really like.
Yeah, he was definitely low post, had the mid range. I mean, big dude. I think that's a pretty good matchup. But with today's, I mean, Embiid is, you know, back then they couldn't shoot threes. You know, if you were that big,
Really?
you had to come down, you had to post.
Right.
You know, get your big ass down low. That's what they always will say. You were never allowed to shoot a 3. Now, you know, they call it the hybrid. You know, you got 7-footers shooting 3s, as they should though. But they
Right.
never used to do that.
Dang.
That was
Now
a
you
big.
see it
That was
all
a
over.
big no. They just inquired that just in, I think, these last maybe 10 years or so.
And I feel like that speaks to the evolution of NBA. But we got one more matchup:
Okay.
Larry Bird versus Anthony Edwards.
The bird. Come on. Gotta go with Larry. Gotta go with Larry Bird, man. I love Edwards. But he still has he has a long career.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is his second.
He's a rookie this season, right?
No, I think
second?
it's his second or third season. I think it's second. if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, but he's still got a long head of career. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Larry Bird, absolutely.
So those were our 1992-2024 matchups that a lot of people were comparing and contrasting, seeing who do you think, and a lot of them were trying to say that 2024, if they went up against 1992, that 1992 would beat out the 2024 team.
Yeah.
I don't think so personally, just because, like we said earlier, and the game of basketball has evolved so much.
I mean, do the math. I mean, what is that, 30 years ago, roughly?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's a stretch.
Right?
I mean, like, they're younger, they're bigger, they're faster,
Yeah.
longer,
More versatile.
more, I mean, just all of the above.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they don't even eat the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
Back then, them motherfuckers, hey, man, where my 12-pack of Miller at? you ever seen the Last Dance with Jordan? Jordan, we should drink the Miller Light. Drink the Miller and Budweiser.
Right.
You know, like, I don't
In
need no
his
damn
documentary?
Gatorade. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what, then that it was a different time because that's what men did after winning.
Basketball games.
No, a game at the
sport.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's prohibited. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Because you have more people involved and whatnot. So yeah, they just not built the same.
And I feel like sports and beer went hand in hand so much.
As it should, though, and I think
Yeah.
it still does. They just don't televise it.
As much anymore.
Because you have up and coming children that want to, possibly be
in
that.
those
So you
positions.
can't show like, hey, why are you drinking the English 40?
Not the 40s. But a lot of people are comparing like the 3-star players, KD, Steph, and LeBron, to Jordan, Bird, and what's his name? Magic Johnson. And so, but those are the
Because before there was a Steph, I mean, Larry was like anywhere. That guy had like a shot. His shot was weird. Like it was like him carrying a bag of potatoes. Because he would bring it back, but
it worked.
That ball went in every single time, and yes, Bird. That motherfucking.
I feel like both
That
teams
split
have their
hair
own
down the
strengths.
middle and that mustache, boy.
And I think a lot of people were comparing also because the 1992 team, they averaged a margin of 43 points per game.
Really?
Yeah.
But then again, you got to remember all of the other countries back then weren't.
No.
As-
And you look at 2024, they were saying that there are 68 NBA players that played in this
Wow.
year's Olympics.
That's crazy.
That's not just Team USA. That's all over the world. That's from all different countries like France.
There's more
Germany,
countries than that in the world.
Canada.
68. There's more than 68 countries.
No. There's 68 NBA players.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a total of 68 NBA players that played in this year's Olympics.
Mm.
And they were like in France, Germany, Greece, Canada, Australia.
All over.
Yeah, so it was basically like a NBA matchup, but on a worldwide stage. And so that just speaks to how much the NBA has grown in terms of reach, in terms of changing up the game of basketball and how it is played on a worldwide stage. And I just feel like that alone makes it tougher for 2024 than it did in 1992. Because in 1992, when the Dream Team, not to take away from what they did, but 43 points margin per game, but they didn't have the same type of
I'm sorry,
competition.
I didn't hear. What was it today's time?
They had like an average of 21 points, margin of 21 points.
As opposed to back then was 43?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, damn, that's a far. I thought it was pretty close, but no.
No, it was a margin of like 21 points. And
Well,
so,
the game is different now when they, especially in the game of basketball.
because you have NBA players in every single team. So they come to the U.S.,
And
they
every
learn the
single
skills
country.
from these NBA stars. They learn the skills from these coaches. Like, because Larry Bird is a coach, right? So-
Well, not anymore, but he
But he
did.
did.
Yeah, that motherfucker owned the Indiana Pacers.
But yeah, see, like, so they come and learn from these NBA greats and take it back to their countries and use it to help their countries advance in the Olympics.
Wow.
And so you have, it's not even just the U.S. that has this great talent in basketball, but the U.S. is able to share this NBA talent with the rest of the world by taking in players from different countries and training them, investing in them, and then they take it back to their countries and they invest it in their communities.
Mm.
And I feel like that speaks to just the reach and the impact that the NBA has on the rest of the world, because it goes outside of basketball. They have these basketball camps in these countries that we would have never thought it would reach in the first place. You know what I mean? And a lot of these like NBA players that come from like Africa or different countries in Africa.
Everywhere, all over Europe, China.
Right. And
Africa.
Right. And then even Steven Adams, he was talking about how every off season he goes back to New Zealand and he hosts basketball camps.
That's what they all do. Yeah. Give back to the community.
Players. Yeah.
Give back to the children.
So that way they have the opportunities to go and play in these big leagues like the NBA.
I don't know about New Zealand. Hey, mate, take your round ball and get the fuck out of here, eh? Bloody wanker. Hey, Steve. No, just playing.
For real.
Steve's a beast too, though.
That's he's going on.
Yeah, I think he's half cousins. Yeah. You see the gold teeth, you know he's a gong.
That's the giveaway.
Did you see? It looks like we were watching last night. He looks like he got the new extension of his tau. You see all of the tongue and follow down.
See all of the tongue and siapo designs.
For real.
But yeah, and so 1992, although they did set the standard for Olympic basketball, 2024 just shows how much of a reach NBA has because of the standard that 1992 set. And so I think that the next Olympics is going to be even greater to watch because you're going to have even more of a reach. And Wemby did awesome in the gold game. I think he played so well against the USA. But Team USA, congratulations to Team USA for taking the gold. France with the silver and Serbia with the bronze.
Go. Who got the bronze?
Serbia got bronze.
Oh, okay.
So Joker still got his medal. Might not be the medal he wanted, but Jokic.
I kind of low key. That's a whole nother discussion. We'll discuss about that later.
What?
No, just while we were watching Carmelo Anthony and then Paul George. Everybody got their own thing, and I was just like, they hating on my guy. Like, dang, dude. Like, there's nobody that's not darker. Like, give him his flowers already, bruh. Like, the guy is naturally a basketball athlete. He could go left, right.
Who?
Joker.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no, that nigga ain't dark like licorice like you, man.
That guy is a beast on the basketball court. Like,
you seen that for year 2023 when they played against the Lakers?
Right.
They was like, F the broom, where's the street sweeper? I was looking like,
this
bruh.
Guy swept the competition. He's all over, man.
I'm surprised the guard from there too. What's his name? He's from Canada. Oh yeah, he's from Canada.
I think he played in the Canadian team.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm telling you, everybody that plays for the NBA,
I think that was a shame for Embiid's part, though, man. You should have went back, bro. Like,
well, he's not a French citizen. He was trying to become a French citizen. So
you don't need to explain all the adjectives, like like just. Go and
if that's the country that you
like, you really gonna dig up some stupid shit like that? Who does that? Like, just go back. Like, they obviously let your family come to the country when, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, just go back and play and support. That, I mean, that's what you get paid millions of dollars to do.
Right.
And I think that's what France was like. Like, that's a sellout move.
Right.
A straight buster move.
Right.
Like really, you gonna throw it in our face like that? And like,
it's like you could have gone and played all these years to come and play.
Yeah, like shit. You couldn't even speak English when you got here.
No,
you was speaking French.
Yep.
Okay, motherfucker, go back and play for the French.
Do you think that would have changed the game if Embiid had played for France instead of?
I mean, there's a good possibility. Yeah. Absolutely, a great possibility.
Right.
because that could have changed. He played a lot of minutes.
Yeah, he was a big part of Team USA.
He played a lot of minutes. It was between him and my guy Davis.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's a great possibility, because that could have changed a lot of things. You know what I mean? That one player.
Anthony Davis wasn't a topic of conversation in the center position, because I think Anthony Davis...
You can compare him to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Shaq.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, Shaq wasn't on there either.
Was he on the 92 team?
And Shaq is still up and going. I mean, the guy is still out here, opening businesses for people and doing all these extra things he doesn't even have to do.
Right. What was Charles Barkley's position?
He played the 4. He played the 3. Played the big forward, small forward. He played the big man down low. Barkley was him and Karl Malone were like.
So if you were to compare Barkley to Davis, if they were the matchup, because Barkley played on the 92 team.
Yes, it's kind of hard. I would probably have to say Davis. Just, I don't know. I mean, Barkley's a beast too. Don't get me wrong. I would say Davis, because Davis shoot threes.
Right.
And he's down low. I mean, mid range. So that's what I mean. You become more of a weapon when you can contribute more on the court. You know what I mean? So as a man, how big is a dude? Like 7 foot. And like to play the 3-pointer, shoot the 3-pointer, mid range. I mean, yeah. It's a great threat, because then like they don't know how to stick him.
Right.
You know what I mean? The more
you can put him anywhere and he would just
exactly. I would have to say Davis. No question.
So we've spoken about our matchups for 92 and 2024 and how much both teams contributed greatly to basketball, the culture of basketball, regardless of how you look at it, whether it's from setting a standard to building up the next generation of basketball players, because I feel like that's what LeBron is. Like, he's such a great role model for basketball players, I feel like. And he has such a huge impact in terms of playmaking, because he's such a great playmaker. You know what I mean? And so LeBron has really contributed to the whole culture of basketball and how basketball is viewed among today's generation. And so, like, he's basically like the Michael Jordan of this generation.
I think he surpassed Michael Jordan, but that's just my
personal opinion. Right. And so when we talk about the culture of basketball, talk to us a little bit about that, because you understand it more than I do. I'm not super... I like basketball. I watch basketball, but I'm not like a super fan of basketball.
Well, here's the controversy of who's the best, who's the greatest. Everyone forgets it's a team sport. There's 5 players that play the game on the court.
Right.
I just look at it off the court and on the court. Who's the better person? I got to say LeBron. To be able to surpass all the players from then until now, to actually having a son, not only played the game in the NBA,
right,
and his son actually went to college to play the year. You got to remember, LeBron came straight out of high school, so that already has an advantage over Jordan. People don't talk about that. And having a son now, not only you play for the biggest franchise in the world, Los Angeles Lakers, and your oldest son, that's going to go down. I don't think, for a very long time.
And he gets to play with his son too.
Yeah, I mean, and his son grinded out. He worked hard.
Yeah. As
a father, he let him create his own path.
Yeah. He chose this path for himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not like I believe this. LeBron is the best to ever do it. In terms of shoes, in terms of the game of basketball, in terms of giving back to the community, in terms of father. They never exploit him on social media or on the blogs or whatever. Never on the news. He's a family man.
Right.
The best to ever do it. Now fathers are going to look, and there's that good possibility that you could still have 16, 17 years older than your son or whatnot, and still have that possibility to actually play the sport.
Right.
LeBron is the first one to do this in the game of basketball. I mean, they have, in football, they have brothers that go and play together.
Right.
But in actual, I mean, they'll have a coach in football
Right.
or in any other sport,
actual,
but
like,
not
dad.
the actual playing, a professional sport at that. Game changers, huge.
Right.
The guy is still a beast. There ain't no slowing that guy down.
No.
And when I see that, like, that shit motivates me, you know. And I'm still in my 30s.
Right.
Why you looking like?
I'm just gonna say right.
Wow. You know, of course, MJ's the GOAT, right? Mm-hmm. And yes, that you can't take away. But that is the whole idea. You know, Jordan paved the way, right. And it's up to the players that come after him to do better than him.
Right.
I mean, that's the way I think it goes.
And I think we see that in the evolution of basketball that it has become, like, in the past.
I think any
decade.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so, like, how we've seen, like, Steph Curry, how he's changed the game in terms of how players shoot threes more consistently now.
I mean,
than
that
they did in the
that
past.
just jumped, and to make light skin and cool again. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I mean, it's just so many game changers, and I think that's why the NBA is so fun to watch. I mean, let alone going to actually watch a game, it's even 100 times more fun.
Right.
You know, because you get, I mean, it's just a different world.
Right.
You know,
There's
when
so
you're
much talent and so much.
well, not just the talent part. I mean, you get to see. I mean, it's just fun to go watch a ball game. Period. It's all grind, no luck. You know what I'm saying? So, LeBron James is the best to ever do it. He surpassed. I gotta say, rest in heaven, my guy Kobe Bryant. You know, the mentality, because that will forever never change. But he's the best to ever do it, LeBron James. And when they gave him the crown when he first got drafted, he is the king. Just to see the whole body of work that he's like was able to accomplish.
It's not just been with the Lakers; it's been all over the U.S. Like,
well, to win a championship.
Coast,
well, that's what I'm
Midwest.
saying. But people, anyways, that's a whole nother argument. He had got a championship.
Yeah, because like LeBron James, he dominated in his hometown in Cleveland.
I mean, it took him a couple years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's come close. But this is what I'm saying. Like, LeBron, it's a team sport. He, like, if it was one-on-one, it'd be different. He should have won most of those. But he's come so close to winning those finals. And, like, I don't know.
And I think that's what makes him a great playmaker also, is because he has experience from different teams, working with different coaches, and then getting to see how the sport is played in different states. You know what I mean? Because it's not always the same game that you're
I hated the Cavaliers.
Really?
Yes, with a passion. I mean, that team, when that he had, they had that run that one year, I think from 2000, I think around 2009 and moving forward.
Yeah.
They were like cleaning up, like everywhere, just sweeping motherfuckers. Like, just like, golly.
What's going on?
I didn't really hate I did hate LeBron a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I'm diehard Los Angeles Lakers.
Right.
You know, purple and yellow. And I just couldn't understand, like, why couldn't we get, but that's what happens when you have the rhythm. You have, everybody has chemistry.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, yeah, I did not like the Cavaliers. If I saw a Cavalier, I would take that shit and burn that shit.
And then he came to the Lakers, and you were like, all right, that's my guy.
I mean, they would come and play against Kobe, and Kobe, I mean, they would sell out. They would sell out. By the time you would try to go purchase a ticket, like, you got the scalpers outside, 500, like, this is nosebleeds. But because it's LeBron and Kobe going neck to head, you know.
That must have been awesome to watch live.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I mean, if you just go back and look up those games on YouTube,
yeah,
and see back then when him and Kobe would just go at it.
Right.
It was like David and Goliath. I'm serious. When the Lakers would go play, because they play each other two times out of the year, because it's Eastern Conference West, so they play one game East and one game over here when they travel.
But I think it's awesome too how the basketball not only just is not the culture of basketball, it surpasses the sport itself. Like it expands into fashion. It expands into
everything.
Just
everything. Fashion,
American culture in
to
general,
fitness,
right?
To team sports. It takes everything.
Right.
Nutrition, everything family. The NBA they run it really, really tight niche. So if you ain't part of the Adidas family, Nike family, trust me, you go to any of these camps with an off brand and you go, hey, what's up? They gonna just walk by you like you a ghost. I promise you.
Speaking of
this, because I know this, this dude I went and did anyways, I ain't gonna say his name, but he knew exactly what the hell was going on. They had an Adidas Nation where
don't tell me you wore Nike to it.
I did, and look, check this out. It was so crazy. Like I was eyeballed, like I was the star, and because they had just came out with the Kobe Bryant, and they were black and gold, and like a lot of the guys was with Adidas at that time that was playing. Even if you're just a player, you just go to these camps anyways to try out shoes because that's what you do. You know, they groom you very, very young.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but anyways, I went there. So the head guy, he was a brother that ran the Adidas. And, shout out because I was just like, because he finally came back. He was like, you think I was ignoring you on purpose. Because that was the last day. It was like a 4-day event. I was like, man, why you doing?
Couldn't have told you on day one?
Well, I was saying, and then I went and yelled at the dude, and I was like, nah, I kept all the original copies, and I gave him all the effed up ones that that I had, that I was videotaping, because I had a media pass. I felt special. I was there with all the, but anyways, yes. And it was like, man, and I was like, man, I have no idea. I was like, it's my first time. And like I knew I was getting ignored, and I was like, "Why in the fudge?" These motherfuckers not. And then like I finally caught. I think it was one dude that was part of the media. He was part of the edit crew.
Right.
Big dude, some big Jewish white guy. And I walked up, and I was like, "Hey, man," because everyone else is small. I mean, I wasn't big, but and I was like, "Hey, can I buy that shirt from you?" Trying to act like a fan, and he just took it off like, "Here, you could have it." So if I didn't wear that, and then what I did was with the shoes, I didn't have one pair off shoe though. Everything was Nike. So I did go.
You don't have no Adidas, nothing other.
At that time, no, absolutely not. It was all swoosh, swoosh,
swoosh nation.
Yes, it was all swoosh. So, and the colors at that time they had the colorways. They were loud. So it was very hard. So anyways, I finally found some slip-ons, some slides, the Adidas slides.
Right.
The original slip, and then I was like, golly, and they were buried in the closet somewhere. And I finally wore those, and then he finally came up and spoke to me. He did all the negotiation of signing the players, what they wore. This dude was very, very strong in the Adidas.
Wow.
Damian Lillard, he was there because he still signed with Adidas. Derrick Rose, John Wall. I had so many interviews. I still got those tapes in the garage.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's actually, when you think of the culture of basketball, that's what it is. It's grooming them, not grooming them, that sounds really bad, but training them, getting them while they're young, and training them from
Well, they come and recruit you typically right out of junior high. Because,
really?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Junior high?
Yes, kids. Yes, in my junior high, niggas was dunking on 10 foot. When we played against the damn, I wasn't one of those guys, but freaking, yes, the teachers against the students, they was getting dunked on. So his name was Javante Allen. This dude was a stud, super. I mean, dude, gangster, athlete, drug dealer. Man's woman, woman's man. Both parents worked at a bank. That motherfucker used to come to school and dunking on teachers. My other dude, they call him Buck. Damien, he was my neighbor, just catty corner. He came from like 9 brothers, and he was the youngest. He was dunking on teachers. Yes. That's what I'm telling you. Like, basketball was our first sport before football. Football was second.
Why do you think that is?
Well, growing up in the inner city, I mean, I think basketball is just natural. You can't just go and pick up football anywhere.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the outdoor sport would always be basketball, soccer, or baseball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Los Angeles, those are the outdoor sports at that time. It has a huge effect. If you just go back and look and just Google up Tayshaun Prince. He's from Carson, California. Came out of high school. They drafted him out of high school. Who else is there? There's another guy. I can't remember the name. They're roughly about my age, or maybe a year younger. Tayshaun Prince was one of them. He went to Dominguez. That's a school in Carson. It's like a charter. Right. I think it's a charter now, but back then it was a public school. What's my guy's name? Because I used to know his dad used to have a Hummer, and on the license plate would say Prince. So we always knew that was Pops, that was his father. Because, they don't get big-headed. They still stay. I mean, Carson is a great city to live in, just period. Right. Just without the Samoans it is, you know what I mean?
Wow.
No. I'm just kidding.
Tell me how you really feel, sir.
But who's my other guy, man? He came out of high school, too. He played in the league for many, many years. He just retired I think, 2 seasons ago. What's his name? That's going to bother me because he's a big man. He has 2 rings. He retired with 2 rings, NBA rings.
From Carson?
Mm-hmm. Him and Tayshaun Prince. I can't think of his name. If you just look at the NBA history of how many players from Southern California, hella. Even in NorCal. R.J. Ryder, came out of high school, from Oakland, California. Another beast. But, he's a little earlier on. But
let me ask you this, because I know if you come from another country, you can come in at 18 or whatever. But if you're coming from the U.S., they don't allow you to play. They don't take you straight from high school anymore.
Well, they put a stop to that just because I don't know the whole full scoop. I mean, I used to study all this stuff, but I think it was just all of the other players, such as baseball, hockey, and football. They were like, that's not fair.
Yeah. But
basketball is a different type of sport. You know what I mean? No one doesn't want to watch a 35-year-old unless you're like LeBron.
Right.
You know what I mean? So typically they get them at 18, and these guys that I'm talking about from Carson, they already had Nike deals already. They were already wearing the newest. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. There's so many from SoCal that gone to the NBA and had long careers.
Like I was saying earlier, how people from other countries, they can come in, and you were talking about how they put a stop to recruiting straight out of high school.
I don't know how it's run, but it's run roughly if you're from the U.S., you got to play at least 1 year of college or go overseas and play a year. At least you have one of the two. It used to be just straight from high school. But if you're from outside of the country, they can come and play at a very young age because they already have that advantage already.
Right.
You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because, the U.S., you're here already and, you kind of have an upper hand in the other players from out of country.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, 1 year just to go to a different country and hoop, why not? I mean, I don't know in terms of, respects of the finance. Mm-hmm. But I mean, who cares? I mean, then you come back to the U.S. and there you go. Because otherwise, there would be so many kids going straight from high school. That's why most kids just stay here and go to a college here, because it's more convenient, and you're giving the game back to your own country and whatnot. Mm-hmm. and get to go play for a cool university and get an education.
Get the education for the nation.
Yes,
But I guess that's true, because then if you still look at like NFL players, a lot of them, they go through college and then they go into the draft or whatever, so they develop their skills in college. But do you feel like that makes a difference, developing your skills in college versus going straight to the NBA?
Absolutely, because it's very hard to say. It's just depending on the player, I feel. Kobe had a rough beginning, when he first came off, but then, he closed all doors.
Right.
Or opened all doors. And LeBron, on the other hand, like, just came in and just went from 0 to 100. You know what I mean? So it just depends. Kevin Garnett, straight out of high school, but he came straight dominant. I mean, I think they all have their first season, they're gonna have because it's a different game.
Yeah.
You're playing against older men, faster, quicker, stronger.
Right.
They're
more seasoned.
Yeah. And look at the kid from France that plays for San Antonio Spurs.
True.
My man was in tears last night. I was like, but it just shows a character.
Right.
That he wanted to win for France.
Yeah.
He wanted to give them that back.
Right, because they had allowed him to.
And if Embiid, little punk ass, he should have gone and played for them.
Right.
I mean, that would have gave them a huge advantage as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that whole team was all NBA players.
That's true. A lot, yeah, every single one of them played in the NBA.
And to this day, he's only 19.
He's going to do great things. That kid is
already 90 mil.
I feel like he's going to be like one of those game changers in basketball. Like for the future of basketball.
Absolutely.
Wemby.
Absolutely. Who do they compare Booker to? You forgot to bring up Booker.
They didn't even mention Devin Booker. But I feel like if I were to do a matchup, I would do Devin Booker and Charles Barkley.
I feel like I wasn't too impressed with Tatum.
No.
Honestly, he was reaching too much, and he was doing too much, and I just feel like he didn't want it as bad as everybody else. He was kind of like more like, give me the rock instead of going out there having fun. Like he kind of always like, this ain't Boston, sir. Right. I know y'all just won the championship, but anyways. Yeah, I feel like Booker should have been up there too. I like Booker too, but Booker's a great hooper too.
I think Booker would be a good match.
Him, Edwards, Barkley. The kid from San Antonio. What is his name? Wemby.
It's Wembanyama. That's his full last name.
Oh, Wembanyama.
Yeah, but they call him Wemby for short.
But why, motherfucking French and these weird ass names? Bonjour,
mon ami. Oui, oui. But I feel like a good matchup would have been Charles Barkley and Devin Booker from the '92 team to the 2024 team.
Booker's a hooper too. That motherfucker's a dog. And don't let that light skin fool you, boy. Is he the one dating?
He used to date Kendall Jenner. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So between those two, if it was Charles Barkley and Booker over Barkley,
yes. Nah, man. I don't know. I'll have to either take a drink to that or choose both, because I really can't downplay, because Barkley was just a beast too, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, straight beast. He played for a lot of teams, but that motherfucker like rang bells every damn city he played for.
Right.
From the 76ers to...
He was a household name.
Yes. He had a contract with Nike. He had his own shoe. I mean, still to this day, his shoes are still... Yes. The Barkleys?
Yep.
Everybody and their mama was one. Like, are you kidding me? Shit.
I feel like that would have been a better comparison matchup than AD and Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, I'll have to choose all of the players. They called it the Dream Team.
Yeah. And
all of the players there, I mean, you got John Stockton. You left John Stockton out, too. And, like, I'll have to choose both. I like USA's team this year, 2024 Olympics, and then the 1980s.
1992?
1992. Damn, I went far back.
You were like 80s. I was like, not that far.
Yeah, just remember
it's crazy to
USA.
me to think that the 90s is just
But,
is
yeah,
like
90.
30 years ago. That's insane to me. But yeah, so 2028 is the next Olympics. It's going to be in Los Angeles. So who do you think is going to be in
That's
Team
gonna
USA?
be lit. 2028.
Yes,
Wow,
sir.
that's huge. Can't wait to see that one.
2028. Who do you think would be on the roster?
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be a huge. It's gonna be huge.
You think LeBron James would stay on? Would still be?
I don't
playing
know.
or no?
I don't know.
Maybe his son will play for 2020.
We'll have to wait and see.
All right, guys. So, who do you think is going to be on the 2028 Team USA Olympic team for men's basketball? Let us know what you think. Who do you think would win between 1992 and 2024 Dream Team? Yeah, tell us who your dream team would have been for the Olympics. But don't forget to visit our website, fromthegate.com. Thank you for listening. I'm Lisi.
Chess.
Deuces.
Gia.